What if I told you that I'm only 23 and I already feel like I've lived a lifetime? Not in a romantic, seen the world kind of way. I mean the kind of tired that seeps into your bones. The kind that sits in your chest like a weight you can't name. The kind of exhaustion that makes you question why you even try. I wake up every morning with my alarm screaming like it's angry at me. And for a few seconds I just lie there. Not because I'm lazy, but because I genuinely don't know what I'm waking up for. It's like, I'm alive, but I'm not living. I scroll through my phone like it's a reflex. News, memes, other people's perfect lives. A digital buffet of everything I'm not. By the time I sit up, I already feel behind. Most days, I go through the motions: shower, coffee, emails, meetings, work, more work. I smile when I'm supposed to. I nod when it's expected. I answer, I'm good, just tired whenever someone asks how I am. But that's a lie. I'm not good. And I'm not just tired.
I'm empty.
And the worst part is, I don't even know when it started. Maybe it was during college, when everything became about performance. Or maybe it was after, when life stopped feeling like a path and started feeling like a maze. I thought graduating would feel like freedom. Instead, it felt like being thrown into an ocean without a map, or even a compass. Just waves. Constant waves. And I keep swimming. Because what else can I do? But some days, I think about what it would be like to just stop. Not in a dramatic way. I don't mean ending everything. I just mean disappearing for a while. Vanishing from the expectations, the timelines, the noise. Just silence. Just breath. I remember one night in particular. I was alone in my apartment. Lights off. Phone on silent. I was lying on the floor. Not the bed, not the couch, but the cold, hard floor. There was something comforting about the discomfort. Like I needed to feel something real. I stared at the ceiling for what felt like hours. Not thinking. Just existing. And that was the moment I realized I wasn't just exhausted by work or by stress. I was exhausted by being me. Or at least the version of me I had been trying to keep up with. That night on the floor didn't fix anything. I didn't wake up the next morning with clarity or energy or answers. But something did shift. I think sometimes rock bottom isn't loud. It doesn't always come with a breakdown or a big, dramatic scene. Sometimes it's just quiet, a moment of stillness where you finally hear yourself whisper, "This can't be it." So I started small, not with goals, not with to-do lists or morning routines or any of those fix your life in 5 steps things people post online. I just started with questions. Quiet ones. Honest ones. What do I miss? What used to make me feel like myself? What would I do today if no one was watching? And the answer surprised me. I missed writing. Not emails or deadlines or job applications, but real writing. The kind where I let my thoughts spill out without trying to make them sound smart. I missed walks. Just walking. Not to burn calories or get somewhere, just to move, to breathe. I missed music that made me feel something, even if it was sadness. So I gave myself permission. Not permission to change everything overnight. Just permission to start caring again. Slowly. Awkwardly. Imperfectly. One morning, I woke up and instead of grabbing my phone, I opened the window. Just to feel the air. And for the first time in a long time, I noticed how blue the sky was. I know that sounds cliche, but when you've been numb for months, even cliches can feel like revelations. Another day, I deleted a social media app. Just one. And suddenly, I had a little more silence in my mind. Fewer comparisons. Fewer reminders of how behind I felt. I started saying no to things that drained me. Not because I was being selfish, but because I was finally starting to see that my energy had value. I had value. It wasn't a straight path. There were setbacks. Days I fell right back into the fog. Days where the weight came back heavier than before. But each time, I reminded myself, healing isn't linear. And maybe the goal isn't to be happy all the time, but to be honest with where I am. Because the more honest I became, the more alive I started to feel. One evening, I was sitting alone in a coffee shop, no headphones, no distractions, just watching people come and go. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like a ghost watching the world happen without me. I watched a kid drop his cookie and cry like it was the end of the world. I watched an old couple share a slice of cake, both smiling like they had all the time in the universe. I watched a guy nervously rehearse something under his breath, maybe a job interview, maybe a date. And I realized something. Everyone's tired. Everyone is carrying something. Regret, fear, pressure, heartbreak, hope. Some people hide it better. Some wear it like a badge. But no one has it figured out. No one feels like they're exactly where they're supposed to be all the time. And maybe that's not a flaw. Maybe that's just part of being human. We grow up being told life is a ladder. You climb, you achieve, you win. But what if life is more like a tide? It rises, it falls. Sometimes it pulls you under. Sometimes it carries you further than you ever imagined. But it's always moving, and you're always in it, whether you realize it or not. I used to think something was wrong with me because I wasn't constantly happy or successful or energized. But now I think the real trap is believing we're supposed to be. Maybe happiness isn't a destination. Maybe it's not even a goal. Maybe happiness is just moments. A deep breath, a song that hits different, a hug that lingers, a laugh you didn't see coming, a moment when you feel seen, a moment when you remember you're still here. I used to chase happiness like it was a finish line. Now I look for it in the pauses, in the in-betweens, in the quiet corners of the day. And weirdly, that's where I started to find peace. So here I am, still 23, still tired sometimes, still unsure a lot of the time. But I've stopped expecting myself to have it all together. I've stopped chasing an impossible version of myself that never existed in the first place. And I think that's the key. The truth is, I may never be the person I thought I should be. And that's okay. Because the person I am, right now, with all my mess and mistakes and uncertainties, is enough. I'm enough. I've learned that you don't have to climb to the top to be worthy of the view. Sometimes it's in the small moments, the messy moments, the moments where you're just trying to stay afloat, that you realize you're still moving. And that movement, that's growth. There's no finish line, no moment where you suddenly arrive. Life isn't a race, it's a rhythm, a beat you have to find in your own time. I'm learning to be kinder to myself, to accept that exhaustion, frustration, and doubt don't make me weak. They make me human. They make me real. And I'm learning to give myself permission to exist without needing to be perfect, to rest when I need to rest, to feel tired when I'm tired, to be confused when I don't have the answers, to just be. So maybe, just maybe, being 23 and exhausted isn't a sign that I'm failing. Maybe it's a sign that I'm living, that I'm feeling, that I'm learning, even when I don't have it all figured out. And if you're tired too, if you're lost or confused or unsure, just know, you're not alone. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're human. And that's more than enough. Now, I know you might be thinking, I want to change, but I don't know where to start. Is there really something that can help me break out of this cycle? And I'll tell you, yes, there is. I was also lost in this place, trying to find a way to take the first step, and that's when I found something that really made a difference in my life. I can't promise miracles, but with dedication, they can transform the way you face your day-to-day life and your journey. I know you've heard promises before, but what I'm sharing here is something that really works and can be the push you need to start your change. In the first comment, I left the link so you can learn a little more. It's not a magic solution, but it's a real and solid start for those who are ready to act. Click on the link now and take the first step. You don't have to wait any longer. Change starts now, and I'm with you on this journey.